All right, chapter 3, section 1. Here we go. So we are going to be given an equation, and particularly this is going to be an equation of a line, and we'll get to how do we know that without graphing it later on in the chapter. What we want to do here is, so we're given an equation of a line, and we have a table here, and these numbers here are actually random. You can plug in any numbers for either x or y. And then we'll get our dependent based off of whatever the independent variable was. So we want to complete the table, and then we want to determine which quadrant each coordinate point lies in. So let's take a look at the first part right here. So if x is 0, then what must y be? So 0 minus what is -5. So the way you can that you could just do substitution right here. So you could just do 0 minus y equals 5. You see what I did there? I just replaced x with 0. X was 0. See? So now I could, well, basically this is just 0 minus y, which is just -y equals 5. So if you divide both sides by -1, so you can get rid of that negative sign, y equals -5. And that's what would go right here. -5. So basically what this is that it's saying some number x minus some number y must equal 5, and I just given you one possible solution. 0 minus -5 is 5. And so what's neat about this is that an equation normally has more than one solution when you have two variables. So in this case, we're going to find another pair of solutions. This time 0 is going to be y, so now I'm going to do x minus y equals 5. So now I replace 0 for y, and I'm left with just x equals 5. So I'm going to put a 5 right here. And so now an x value of 5 and a y value of 0 is another solution to this equation. And actually there's going to be lots and lots and lots. We're only going to see 4 of them right now. So now let's plug in 1. So 1 minus y equals 5. Subtract 1, subtract 1. So we get -y equals 4. Divide by -1. So y equals -3. I'm dividing -4. All right, cool. And so that's going to be my y value right here, -4. And you could also do this also in your head. You know, you can say 3 minus what is going to be 5. Well, 3 minus a -2, because 3 plus 2 is 5. So like that has to be a -2. So there are times where you can do that as well without having to do some algebra. Okay, so the first part of this problem said to complete the table, which we just did, and determine which quadrant each coordinate point is. So check this out right here now. So this right here is a coordinate point, and this coordinate point is related to the coordinate point 0, -5. Okay, and the way that coordinate points are written is the first value is the x, and the second value is the y. Okay, so I'm going to write that right here. The first value is our x, and the second one is the y. And another way that you can know how to use this to graph the point is the first coordinate point. You're either going to go right or you're going to go left, and I put like a little positive and a minus sign, meaning if the first number is positive, then you're going to go to the right, and the first number is negative, you're going to go to the left. And then if the second number is positive, you go up, and if the second number is negative, then you go down. You say, well, what the heck are you talking about? Watch this. Let's plot the point 0, -5, 0, -5. So we always start at the origin at 0, 0. So that means I'm going to go left or right 0. Okay, I'm going to go left or right 0. But then I'm going to go down 5. You see? Left or right 0, down 5. So starting from the origin or 0, 0, you always start at 0, 0. And go left or right 0, but then down 5. 2, 4, 5. And there we go. So that's that point right there. Now, what quadrant is it in? Well, it's neither in the first, second, third, or fourth. It's actually on the y-axis. So this one is not in a quadrant. So that's what that answer is. It's just not in a quadrant. How about 5, 0? So again, 5 is the first number, and then 0, x, y. So I'm going to go left or right 5, and then up or down 0. So I'm going to go right 5, and then I'm going to go up or down 0. Well, that means I stay right there, and this is not on a quadrant either. Let's plot the point 1, negative 4. That means I'm going to go over 1, right? Because if 1 is positive, I'm going to go to the right one, and then 4 is negative, which means I'm going to go down 4. So over 1, down 4. And so that was 1, negative 4. And lastly, we have this guy right here, which is 3, negative 2. Okay, and if we do that guy, that's over 3, down 2. So over 3, down 2. Okay. Oh, and we didn't talk about how these 2 points are in quadrant 4. So, and if you notice this, this is a straight line, and which basically, if you just connect all of them, it's going to create a linear line here, and that's where we get that from.